for Mosum Fukakari TV in Ani away and baby I will be a minimum bidding como. And common minimum bidding with ye mesere. May co baby zero sunti yenti minya life intinesi me post to. And in soon so to your cocaine baby sia and be film said no. With the my montum sia and sana yako. Na budget no ho asem na no beka yini apo wad mochire ewo nkomo bi oni ebedi mepese obi ebete na so na wati po adomochire ensem awaka afa budget no ho ansa na mesumi di madwen kire aba nti ye nkere ho yenko na yenkotie na yenhwe oman na yefirimu no se wo ye Ghana ni ba na sa budget we ne bae na wani age a wosi gusuru gredi no wankasa okotenase na ubia na wankasa duti abu mapon akonta abusa ho se aso nti se na tie ana ye de yenim yenkoni kotie po admoch sebra
and be analyzing it. Congratulations to Statistical for presenting the budget to Parliament. But a few questions I have for him. There's something really worrying me about the budget. You know, before the budget was presented, President John Dramani Mahama spoke about the Ghana's economic situation. He said that the economy led by Akufo-Addo had been criminally managed. I remember social media people like Oliver Vomaho, Kweku Azai, and others were saying that if it has been criminally managed, then it means that there are some criminals to be arrested. And I agree with them. But this is what President Mahama said, and it threw a lot of panic into many people's hearts. Even with NPP people, they were like, oh, really? Is that how bad we did? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we're all waiting for government's budget to show us sort of how the economy had been criminally managed and what the NDC was going to do about it. So Statistical announced that he was going to give the budget to Parliament, and he announced the date. Few days before that, few days before that, the Statistical Service of Ghana, which is neither NPP nor NDC, and which we all trust, came up with the economic data for 2024. And it showed refreshingly for the Akufo-Addo people that actually the economy had grown by 5.7%, remarkable growth, which the NDC first government was never able to achieve. And this has been achieved post-COVID, post-Ukraine war, whatever, post-everything, at 5.7%. Not just that. The other big story from the Statistical Service report was that Ghanaian economy is now crossing 1 trillion Ghanaian cedis. It's gone, you can change that, check that in dollars. It's gone to 1.2 trillion Ghanaians, the size of the economy. Akufo-Addo has grown the economy from what he inherited to 1.2 trillion. We had that. So that put us in pole position, and everyone was looking for comfortable seats to listen to the budget, which was presented to Parliament and was national television. Every media house had it. Now, when the budget came, there are questions that are disturbing me. This is the budget that is coming after Akufo-Addo's criminally managed economy, which grew the economy at 5.7 and then also got the economy to 1.2 trillion. Now, let's look at the allocations. And this is where the corruption happens. This is the corruption issues that we have been talking about, and which actually won the campaign because the NDC narrative was able to convince Ghanaians that NPP is corrupt. NPP were not able to sufficiently defend themselves that they are not corrupt. So the NDC won the election. But this is where the corruption is. The Akufo-Addo budget of 2024, the one that was criminally managed, the one that was not managed sensibly, the one that brought Ghana poverty, it allocated to government's Jubilee House, the office of the president. Give me the figures. It allocated to the office of the president 327 million Ghana cedis. In 2024 was allocated by Akufo-Addo to the office of the president. I remember Samuel Kudjeto Ablakwa held the press conference about this and complained. In fact, Kudjeto Ablakwa referred to it in his Asempa interview, that Ablakwa complained about 327 million being allocated to the NPP. Viewers, shift to the right hand side of your screen. Look at what NDC is giving to the office of the president. 2.7 billion, a whooping 2.7 billion. You are inheriting economy that was criminally managed, which allocated to the office of the president in terms of salaries. The people at the office of the president, deputy chief of staff, director this, director that, this, that, everything. They said Akufo-Addo had people who were chefs. They had people who were unnecessary. All the people Akufo-Addo had in his office in Jubilee House, they were costing 3.27 million Ghana cedis to the taxpayer. Please give me the figure again. Check what is costing John Mahama. For John Mahama, the budget of Atuforsen is asking Ghanaians that we are taking 2.7 billion cedis of your money to Jubilee House. Akufo-Addo, the criminally managed economy, took 3.2 million cedis to Jubilee House. John Mahama, the saint, the election winner, is taking to Jubilee House 2.7 billion Ghana cedis. What are they going to use it for? That's the corruption right there. That's how it starts. If we don't check these things and let the finance minister come and explain to us, why are you sending 2.7 billion Ghana cedis to John Mohammed's office when the criminally managed economy did 3.27 million? So whilst we don't have the opportunity yet to interview the finance minister, these are the questions that he should be answering to the general public. Honorable Case Latu, why are you allocating more money to Jubilee House than Akufo-Addo did? Not just simple more, a whooping more. 3.327 to 2.7 billion. What are they going to do with that money in the Jubilee House? RTI must come. We have to ask them, what is the salary of all the directors in Jubilee House? What's the salary of that? Let's go to more analysis. Let's go to the GDP analysis. There's another one. Another question I have. I'm not an economic expert, but these are questions, and I believe they're relevant questions. Now, the GDP situation is as follows. You see it on the screen in a minute. The Akufo-Addo GDP was 1.2 trillion 2024. Now, look at the left side of the screen. 2013, President John Dramani Mahama inherited an economy from Professor Mills at 93 billion Ghana cedis. In 2016, when John Mahama was leaving after 4 years, he had grown the economy from 93 billion Ghana cedis to 167 billion Ghana cedis. Okay. Akufo-Addo inherited 167 billion in 2016. By 2024, admittedly that's 8 years, John Mahama is 4 years. But by 2024, see the figure. Akufo-Addo had grown the economy from 16 billion to 1.2 trillion. This one is what they say the economy was criminally managed. I don't understand it. I'm just asking the finance minister questions. This is the economy that was criminally managed. Where in Africa? Have you seen an economy grow from the size of the economy grow in 8 years with COVID, with Russia-Ukraine war, with inheriting a negative growth, inheriting doomsday, inheriting all of those things, creating one district, one factory, creating so many things, creating the students who were supposed to be creating NAPCO, and creating all of those things, and then he's able to grow the economy to 1.2 trillion, and we are told by the new president that Akufo-Addo's economy was criminally managed. Figures don't lie. In figures, that's what Baumia said. If you do propaganda with the economy, the figures will expose you. The propaganda is over. These are the real figures. Where is the criminally managed economy? The economy that grew from 167 billion to 1.2 trillion in 8 years has been criminally managed. Don't just say 8 years. What were in those 8 years? COVID came in. See the government expenditure and the low growth of COVID. When it ended in 2021-22, quickly Akufo-Addo has recovered and is able to hand over an economy that the statistical service says, not Akufo-Addo saying, not Mohammed Amin Anta saying, not Vice President Baumia saying, but the statistical service says the month's economy grew by 1.2 trillion. Statistical services are politically inanimate. They don't do politics. They don't care. They don't have political blood running through them. They say it as it is. And they're giving us the figures. And the finance minister, I don't know how he felt walking into the budget session, because just a few days before, statistical service had told you that your predecessor did so well. Now, let's look at the figures still. Now, this 2024 economy, this growth rate ended up in 2024 with a 5.7. Let's look at that one, the 5.7 billion. So President Mahama inherited a criminally managed economy. He inherited a criminally managed economy. That criminally managed economy grew the economy to 1.2 trillion.
Mikrofo naba enti yebekọ sisi a enti nyade a metimi enya time acheche ni na mu sisi a ba tienie eni se wechine nyame yadoma yebeto aso efise ebere ni ho mefiri ha wechina akọ anoda ayinti no ye 1212 enti midimusia se munamahu mat seri no man koye wachina metumbo ase edi kodu acheche mu one by one na wate ase wo hu obman na wase o kachira sofo ene sentrofo ne asofo akoma no otumu hwe bia na do de oman economy kuduriye ono say de 5.7 no or be reduce their back down and asɔfo na akoma no atum Ghana na ayɛ den no 5.7 say ebesan ba fom biom na ba fom mi mu dia busa ho sɛ ebekɔ soro ana bebe fom osempa me wo besia nyame yadoma wɔkyena ana sɛ ye ba ntem a de tibia mesan ba life ansana yakɔ mesan ba life ansana yada sentimi amantem so dia nyame yadoma no pa batimenka ye bɛyɛ ho live program na obi ad na dwen kyerɛ nso ba me more video ni na nwi ye beto aso wɔkyena. God bless you makramu na I love you all.